So is video gaming and the video game experience as good as it was when we were kids? The long and short of it is yes and no. In some ways it's better, and in some ways it's worse. But it's not as simple as yes or no. When I grew up when I was a kid, things were very different. We didn't have the amount of exposure to video games as we have now, and the amount of systems that we have now. For most people, it was pretty simple. It was one console or the other. Back when I first got into gaming, my first memories were going over to my grandma's and playing the Intellivision. Now, she was a big gaming person, and honestly, the one that got me into video games. Her and my uncles would play the Intellivision, and we would go over there and they would have hockey and basketball, Pitfall, and one of her favorites was Burger Time. There was just something about that system. It had the controllers connected to it that when you were done playing it, it kind of slid into the console and it just packed up neatly. And I remember thinking that was the greatest thing ever. Just getting to go over there and play video games with my grandma and my uncles, and just a great time. I don't have a ton of memories with the Atari 2600 because at that point we kind of went to the 7800. I think had the 7800 come out at a different time, it would have been competitive and would have been a bigger system than what it actually ended up being. Problem was it came out when Nintendo came out, and Nintendo took the world by storm. It took everything that Ataris and Intellivisions and all these other systems did before it, and it just blew it out of the water. It was no longer just point style arcade type games. There were story games, there were sports games that were legit graphically and multiplayer. It's maybe the most important video game system of all time. And when I was growing up, we couldn't just, go on the NES arcade like they have now on Xbox and PlayStation, and you pay a monthly fee and you get to play whatever games you want, or you can just get games here and there whenever. I only got a new game for Christmas and for my birthday. And on the weekends, we got to rent Nintendo games from a video game store. Sometimes you would be in the store for hours trying to pick the right one because all you had to go off of was the cover and the back of the video game to look at. We couldn't afford Nintendo Power or any of the Game Pro magazines back then. So if you made the wrong choice, you were stuck playing a video game that you did not like for 3 days, and you had to act like you liked it because your parents spent their hard-earned money on that. So you were stuck playing it. Whether you liked it or not, you stuck with it. And I can recall many bad games that I rented. Then there's just something about that time that kids today will never comprehend or never be able to experience the magic of going into a video store and renting a video game or renting a movie, only having what you have to play, and the kids down the street, maybe you could let them borrow games or they could borrow yours, or you would go over there when they rented one, but we didn't have the access to get games whenever. So for me, I would only have a handful, and we played them and we loved them. And so that's why I think the video game experience was better then, because you'll never have that magic as it is now. Now it's pretty much, if you don't like it, you can just delete it and download something else. And also today, I don't think kids will ever know the struggle and the experience and the joy of playing a game that drove you to the brink of insanity and then finally beating it and having the highest of highs and feeling like you made a life accomplishment. Everything is built today now for instant gratification. The first time I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NES, I think I was 10 or 11 years old, and I never got past the dam level. I just beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2020 during COVID, and it was one of the greatest feelings I have ever had. Going my whole life struggling with that game, and then to finally beat it was like an accomplishment that I can't even describe. And I didn't beat it with save states. I didn't beat it with ROMs. It was old-fashioned cart struggle the hard way. And I don't know if kids today will ever have that feeling. Now, obviously, the games are better, the quality is better. But is the experience better? Personally, I don't think it is. That's why, for me, playing Nintendo and Sega and the old consoles is like going into a time machine and remembering a time when things were great and things were innocent and the world was an amazing place. And we didn't have constant news feeds and social media negativity and things, crammed down your throat. For me, old school gaming experience and games are superior. And I feel like they probably always will be. Let me know what you think about the video and some of your video game memories and what you think is the better gaming experience and overall of the two eras. Old school gaming or new school gaming. But thanks for checking out the video and have a good day.